Hey, Henry, how's it going? What's up, raccoon? Hello! I love Seinfeld. George is my favorite. I love George. I know a lot of people love the Kramer the most, but George was the show to me. I think one of my favorites, even my cousin says it, is the when he got in trouble for sleeping with the cleaning lady, and he was like, "Is that wrong of me?" If I had known, I love that. That's I think one of my favorite George episodes. Yeah. You know what's funny too? Larry David. George is Larry David in real life. That's his character, which is funny. But yeah, I think Seinfeld is like one of the very few TV shows you can watch over and over and never get tired of. But all the stuff that happened in George made the show, to me. Especially when he started doing everything opposite. Oh yeah, the librarian. That was funny as hell. That was a good one too. Yeah. There was I think every episode. I don't think there's really any bad episodes. You know, I love the one when he tried to return the book to the store, and they're like, "This book is flagged." I do that to my friends with their statues. Whenever I return the statue for them, if I have to paint it for them, I always tell them the statue is flagged. I also tell my friends every time I have to clean their kit, I take it into the shower with me and wash it. Whenever their statues come in the mail, I put it in the trash or the oven, and I take a picture and send your items here. I know the disposal was great. Oh, you know, I love Putty. I love Putty so much that I followed him when he did the voiceover on Cartoon Network for the Venture Brothers, and that's how I fell in love with the Venture Brothers, because of Putty's voice. High five. Oh my god, yeah. I love Putty, just the way he's like, I'll come back later, we'll make out. Elaine just looks at him. I still can't believe they banned like 3 episodes of Seinfeld now on TV because it's offensive. Oh yeah, the devils. The priest was like, Diablo! I still say George is the best, especially when he's with his parents, the Costanzas. That's the funniest chemistry ever with those 3. That's my goal. When I get older, I'm going down to Del Boca Vista. That's my retirement plan. Go down early like Kramer did. Be the youngest one in the building. I saw him in the Kings of Queens, but I thought he was funnier in Seinfeld, though. Because the way he would yell at his wife. Like, they can't even have a normal conversation without them screaming and yelling. Hey, what's up, Terrell? Serenity now! Who is the guy from Serenity Now? The guy George hates? Like, he was a different actor in, like, every episode, which was funny. That's what I loved about that character. What was his name again? Yeah, Lloyd Braun. Wasn't he like a different actor in every episode? Was he? Yeah, I thought he was. I don't know. I forget how many episodes he was in. But I love Seinfeld. I absolutely love Seinfeld. George is so funny. Oh my god. The stuff that he gets himself into is just hilarious. Okay, I did magnets instead of a rod, so clicks on very well now. So let's see if we can get this hair situated. Oh yeah, like the whole thing with him and Steinbrenner was a riot. And the calzone, that was funny too. George with Steinbrenner, George with his parents, he was a riot. I think one of the low-key episodes I liked is when, what was it, when Jerry and George slept in the car and they woke up, I think, in, like, Vegas. And he asked the guy, "Can you show you where are we?" And the guy said Earth. And George is just like, what the hell was that about? It's such a stupid incident, it was funny as hell to me. You know how to take the reservation, but you don't know how to keep the reservation. He's like, I don't think you do. Why is this not going in? Is this too... crap. Yeah, the episodes definitely get better. It is kind of hard to find my favorite episode. But I'm still leaning toward. I think my favorite probably is yada yada yada, and he goes, "You're not Penske material." I think that's probably my favorite. He's like, I'll have you know Penske wants me. He's like, you're not Penske material. I think that might be my favorite. Well, I'm just getting these rods in here so when I put in eaves, I don't fill up the holes. So I'm just trying to make simple rods for now.
sit on.
Alright, that should work. Alright. So, is there anything new going on with you guys? Been kind of the only thing I heard today was Chuck Norris passed away. I heard. But other than that, I haven't really heard about anything else going on. Hey Scott, how you doing? Really? Today was actually nice out. It's like 65 out. I actually went for a walk before I streamed. Had to get out of the house a bit. I'm actually happy the weather is gonna start breaking. I need to get back to doing my walks during the days. It was just way too cold to do that crap. That just reminded me, I gotta test my AC units. I gotta make sure they're working. If they're not working correctly, I gotta get somebody in there before I can't get anyone to come out. I try to check every year now. I'll do that tomorrow. Alright, am I doing this right? Does this need to have, like, tied around? It does, right? Shit, I should probably grind around the edges some more, shouldn't I? Because that's not going to look right. Am I wrong, or... Yeah, I have to... I think I have to grind around. So I think I need to grind some of this off. Hey Tune, getting there. Still a lot more to go. No real definite answers yet. Thanks for asking though. Yeah, I gotta put some kind of knot here. Shit. Alright, I think I'm gonna go in the garage and grind this out real quick on these. Give me a second. I think we're gonna have to do some kind of bow or something on them. I'll be right back. Hold on. This works. I might have to like add a bow after. Maybe I have to cut out more. Shoot. Alright, I'm gonna have to do some grinding on this, so I think we're gonna have to, let's see. Take all that off. And kind of come up around here. Grind that piece off like that. So I'll kind of grind that down, work out the hair, and then add a bow or something, like some kind of like bow tie to each of them. I think that would be the best way. So I'm gonna have to really grind this down. I have to grind this down so I don't screw up the rod. I should have put some, alright, I gotta redo the hair anyway. Alright. Let's grind this down and start again. We'll be right back. Okay, there we go. I think I got to be very careful with this. So I grinded those down. Hopefully they don't break on me. And I think if we kind of do that, I can put a sort of a whatchamacallit around it. So let's make sure this kind of doesn't break off on me. Come on. Okay. And the same thing with this side. This is number one. That's gonna work. Alright, that's easy. So now I could do bows or ribbons or something on there. And it'll secure the rod again. I like that, looks pretty decent. Okay, now she has sort of a bangs come down, correct? So how should we do the bangs? I'm thinking maybe, should we do like a messy setup? So she's got, I was thinking we have a little fun with it maybe. Let's see this. Come on. Get there. Get. Why is this not doing that? Alright, we gotta try to do this without screwing anything up. So you pop out and don't break on me. Come on. Alright, gotta be a little bit of a pain in the ass. Why are you not coming out? There we go. Okay. Whew. Felt a little worried there for a second. Didn't want to break it. Alright, so for her hair, should we do like little messy hair up front? Let me wash my hands real quick. So I'm thinking maybe because we didn't put the hat all the way up her head, maybe do something more like this. Or maybe just kind of leave it over here above the eye like there. To do something more like that. I mean, she does have something sort of come down here as well, you know? Sort of hair like that. kind of a little bit more of a fun schoolgirl type look. Some of them mostly have that one bang sticking down, but I'm trying to see some other artwork. Oh, wait, let's see. Do I have a hairpiece over here? What if... What about... I don't know, what do you guys think? Do we use something like this and do it in front of the eye, coming down? Or do we kind of more do it at the side? Or do we just use the simple piece here? Kind of just come on the side. I have another piece, then I got this hair piece. Simple one to the side. It's too much hair. Maybe just do it like over the eye like this, maybe? I mean, I could kind of break it off, too. Maybe it's too much. Let me see if I have any other hair pieces. Should have a couple in here. So I got smaller pieces, which might be better. This one goes there. And then maybe this one can go like build off of it over here. Maybe that'll work. Or would this one be better over here? Well, maybe that'll work kind of on the cheek. Sand this down a bit. Something like maybe like right there and sort of build off of it. I think that'll work. I'm just trying to think of a starting point, you know, and then build from there. Grind this down a bit. Thinking, put this here with a dab of glue, then we kind of build off of this, see how it works. I think that's what we're gonna do. And then go from the worst case scenario, rip it off and try again. Yeah, I've done a lot of hair sculpts myself where you think you're doing it good and then all of a sudden you gotta rip it off and you realize it's too bulky or it's off, or those are frustrating days though, I'll say that much. Yeah, I did I forgot what sculpt I did. It was a few years back. I sculpted a hair. I loved it. I was like, this looks amazing. And then when I stepped like 10 feet away, it was like a block. And I was like, what the hell was I thinking? And sure enough, I had to redo it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I love hair, though. I love sculpting hair. I know a lot of the guys in the hobby don't. See, guys in the hobby either hate hair or capes or they like it. I think hair is fun. Kind of just get in the zone and start working. I'm just cheating on this one with extra parts. Figure out how to... Don't know what hair pieces these came from. See if I have any more in my box before I glue it on. I always said that if you study, like, you know, Roberto von Burr, he did a lot of Jesse's Garage kits. If you look at his hair sculpts and you study how he does it, it'll help you, because I like the way he kind of breaks them up is kind of what I like to watch, you know, how he did all that stuff. And his stuff is really, really good. It's just a matter of, like, volume. You gotta be careful not to overdo it, but not underdo it. Like, volume is always, like, a problem, you know? Sometimes adding too much, it looks really weird. But then adding not enough looks really bad, too. So... Roberto von Burr. Burr. B-E-H-R, I think it was. He did a lot of Jesse's Garage kits. You know, like the females Jesse used to do back in the day. I don't know if he sculpts anymore. I know he was in, I think he was from Brazil. Hold on, I think he has an Instagram. Let me glue this on and I'll find it. I don't know if he sculpts anymore, though. I haven't talked to him in ages. But his hair sculpts were phenomenal. His female sculpts were phenomenal too. And I think he was like a dentist before he started sculpting. Something like that. Come on. Let me look real quick. I don't know if he sculpts anymore. Yeah, Roberto von Burr. Yep, that's it. I don't know if he has an Instagram. Let me see. Yeah, he has an Instagram. Oh, wait, that's not him. No, that is him. Oh, maybe he doesn't sculpt anymore. Here's his art station. I guess he hasn't sculpted anymore. But if you look at his hair sculpts, the way he breaks it up, he's phenomenal. And that's kind of what I studied a lot of his hair sculpts. And I really, really like how he sculpts hair. So, if you really want to like study hair sculpts, look at his stuff. Yeah, I guess some guys who didn't go into the 3D stuff maybe don't get as much work anymore. I don't know. But I mean, guys like Roberto, I still believe is like traditional. He was phenomenal. Like, I don't think some guys that go to 3D, like, I think their sculpting gets worse. Like, Roberto, if he went into 3D, I don't think his stuff would have that, like, personality that it has now. And, you know, like, Mark Newman, I like his traditional stuff, but, like, when he started doing the 3D more for Sideshow before he left, I didn't feel like it didn't look like a, you know, Mark Newman sculpt. But there's so many sculptors now. I can't keep up. Like, every day there's new 3D stuff coming out. It's crazy. But I still say Roberto is one of the best female sculptors out there. His anatomy was on point. I wanted to commission him one year, and I remember I was saving up money to commission him, and then I had some emergencies and I lost all that money. But I was wanting him to sculpt me something so bad that one year. I was so pissed off too. Hey Devastator, how you doing? Happy what day? I gotta put on the glasses to see what you wrote. Flawless? What the hell is that? Is this some kind of made up holiday? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yo, I'm streaming at the moment. Something important? I'll sum it real quick. I gave him a call, told him what was going on, and I think he's going to see her later tonight, so I left it at that. Alright? Alright, later. Oh, Mexican dish. Okay, I got you. Alright. I'll allow it. All I had today was a chicken Caesar wrap. Nothing fancy like that. Actually, I don't think I really ate a lot of Mexican food, ever. Not really into it. Mexican, okay, well, I mean, I'm Italian, so I grew up with eating pasta almost every damn night, or homemade sauce, so Italian for me is just kind of normal dinner growing up as a kid. I'm more just simple. I'm just, give me a hamburger and I'm good. That's kind of all I really like. Nice, good, bloody red hamburger, and I'm ready to go. Okay, I might need to cut that a bit. Hey JC, I gotta go over your project with you again for the year. I gotta start planning out some stuff. So when I get a chance, I gotta shoot you that email. I just pulled out a Sentry kit like 2 weeks ago. I did the kit review. I never got it up. I already finished the kit. I'm working my ass off on stuff, so got to get ready to start pulling out some new projects soon. Get ready for the spring. Yeah, like I said last week, I'm at the point now where I've done everything I can, and I have to get back to work. Otherwise, I'm gonna, I'm just gonna go broke. There's only so much you can do before it gets to the point where if you're not working and you're not making money, you end up, everyone gets screwed. So yeah, I'm working my ass off now. Focused on my life, get my stuff back together. Yeah, I can't get to the point where, because you know what it is too, like eBay and sales are not like what they used to be because of with everything going on. So like maybe around 2020, 2021, you could throw some stuff on eBay and stuff would just be selling like crazy, but now everybody's watching their money, so stuff's just collecting dust. So it's like I gotta focus on commissions going forward. So that's kind of what's going on going forward. So I got your email. I got to go over again. I got some other people's stuff, and I just got to kind of get back on track. Like Chris Farley, I don't want to be living in a van down by the river. Or, I'm moving into one of your houses. I'll be the guy on the couch. That can, what is it, half-baked? Just be guy and living on someone's couch. But I put a little too much of a thicker magnet on the hat, so it's really strong. But can't go back. Well, I could go back, but I'm not. So I'll have to deal with it. It's just not coming off, that's for sure. I don't know if that's thunder outside or if it's a package is coming. Sounds like a truck. I think it's truck. Might not be for me, but it might. No. Look at this storm coming. It's getting cold all of a sudden. I am tired of the winter. I'm so sick of the winter already. let's see here. This one was number 2. The safe side. Alright, so what are we thinking? So I think, you know, like in the back we'll do some bows or ribbons or scrunchies, probably scrunchies, because I think the scrunchies will probably hold the metal rod a little bit better. But the flow of the hair in the back though works pretty good. I was a little worried about, you know, it being coming off the head a little bit more, but adding the hair. I'm going to have to fix this piece a little bit more. But if I try to mess with it now, it'll rip off. So I'm going to like let it cure. And I'll probably Dremel a little bit in there and kind of correct it. Yeah, I think if you kind of, let me see if I can get it at the right angle. If you get it at that angle, it looks pretty good with the hair. Because I think if I put a flap over here, it would be too much, you know. So I think that works pretty good. Yeah, I think scrunchies will probably be the best bet. Because I need to really make sure those metal rods don't pop out. So sort of like a scrunchie type thing. So this way the scrunchie kind of goes in with the rod and it's connected and it goes over the hair. The only downside I have to do now is because I put such strong magnets in there, I might have to sort of grind a little bit out a little bit more in certain, like around the forehead area. So this way when you put it on, it doesn't like scrape too much paint. I mean, you won't see it. It's going to scrape paint no matter what. But, I mean, if everything goes okay, in theory, you don't even have to remove the hair now. I mean, the hat. I should be able just to put these two pieces on but it'll also make you things easier being able just to paint the hat and let the magnets, you know, suck onto the head basically. But, you know, I was concerned about this one from the beginning, I'll be honest. I didn't know how well it was going to turn out, but I'm starting to like it a little bit more now. And I think just maybe once we get that skirt on, it should work better. Definitely need to clean a lot of it up too. So now I got to be very careful though while I clean her up and we do the skirt. I don't rip these pieces off. That's kind of just, I got to be mindful of those. But I think reprinting the hair worked out perfect from Raz. This big, heavy, long pieces of hair worked out great. I like it. Gives it a little bit more flow to it. So the skirt's going to be a pain in the ass. I mean, I won't lie about that, but I think we'll definitely get it to work. Yeah, so I think I just got to do a lot of sanding now. Sanding it down, priming it up, getting everything ready for the skirt. And then the scrunchies. We'll do the scrunchies next week, of course. And then I think we could start planning out the skirt more. I might have to go pick up some stuff. Let me see if I have those pieces. Yeah, I think Cammy's a fan favorite. I just think that I think the modern outfits from Street Fighter 6 I don't really like. I still like the classic green one, you know. And having the fun schoolgirl outfits kind of makes it look cool. Alright, so. Oh, yeah? 1/3? Are you 3D sculpting or traditional? And what version are you making? Alright. Let me wash my brushes out and I'll kind of explain what I'm thinking of for the skirt. 3D? Cool. I'll have to take a look at it. Oh, like that? That's cool. Now, why is it 1/3? Are you doing it a commission or just for yourself? Like, I'm just kind of curious on why the 1/3 sculpt. 1/4? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you sculpt at 1/4, you could kind of blow it up to a 1/3, can't you? Let me get all this baby powder out of here because, alright, I'm gonna go roll this out real quick so I don't waste this. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. So, what I'm thinking of doing for the skirt is, I know she has a pleated skirt. I was thinking of trying to do a pleated, but with, like, rods. So what I was thinking of doing is, you know, bend the rod, attach it, bend this rod, attach it, and then sort of put another rod in between. I might have to go get some more, but I was thinking of doing pleats like this, but then I could sort of bend the rods. I don't know if that's going to work though. I don't know if this is going to be a good idea or a massive fail. Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. Come on, chair, move. There we go. Hold on. Alright. Alright. Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking for the skirt, is doing pleated, but the only problem though is, like, say I do the piece and then I do one higher and then one smaller, it's going to be a very stiff statue if I do it with this, you know. The only other thing I can think of is I have, where is this stuff? It's around here somewhere. Alright, so I want to know if any of you guys have worked with this stuff before. So I could do styrene. I could go get some like styrene pieces, and then I have my blowtorch, and then maybe what I could do is sort of cut strips of styrene, which would probably be better, right? And then use the blowtorch and sort of melt them into like a flow. And then if I get sort of a basic shape with the sheet, I can layer eaves on top of it and sort of like make it a little bit better. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. Maybe this. I mean, I'll have to go to back to the hobby store and get some more strips, because I was going to use this for a cape I'm going to work on down the line. But everyone told me that, you know, if you use your blowtorch, you can sort of melt, you know, bend it and melt it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking the best way of doing this. Of course, now I see a spot here I got to fix, but I'm thinking maybe a styrene type of skirt. You know, what I'll do is we'll have strips. So what I'll do is I'll glue in strips for the bottom of the pleat, sort of bend it and flow it, then put the other pieces on top of it to create the pleat, but then use eaves to sort of connect them in a way. So a hairdryer will work too. Boiling it. But the only problem I'm thinking is if I boil it and I try to put it on, does it, like, I never really used this stuff before, so does it like sort of cure up and stop where I kind of do it with boiling? Because if you look at her skirt here, you see how those pleats, but it kind of bends in certain ways. So I'm thinking of, like, you know, maybe doing that, and then like I can roll out a thin layer of eaves and put eaves onto it and sort of connect it, and then the styrene will sort of like with the eaves sort of kind of create a hardened skirt. Or do I get thicker styrene sheet pieces and do it with the thicker, but then use the eaves to connect them? I don't know. Because I'm thinking that, because what I want to do is I want to learn how to use this stuff more too. So I'm thinking maybe this will be a good project to kind of do what I think I want to do, but also practice, you know? Because what I'm thinking is, if I could do the styrene and get it where I want it to, but then maybe I could use the blowtorch to sort of kind of like, maybe like, you know, kind of bend something and make it look like it's kind of like flowing, and you know what I'm saying? So that's what I was thinking, you know. I don't think I would need a lot because her skirt's, you know, it's not going to come down far. It's going to only be like, I got to put her waistband first, and then I can sort of like grind out a line and glue in the styrene and then sort of like bend it. That's what I'm thinking. And if that's the case, what I need to do is hit the Hobby Town and get ones that are just strips. Would it be better if I got wider ones for the bottom and then shorter ones for the top? Is that how like a pleat would work? You see, here's my thing though. The only problem with styrene though is after you melt it and boil it, does it hold its shape down the line, or does it like warp or anything? You know what I'm saying? But will the Aves make it sturdy? Craft wire? Are you talking about that pen stuff? The heated pen? So, I mean, that's the other question I'm thinking is, do we do a pleated skirt or do we just do a skirt? See, if we just do a skirt, I could do this typical thing where I wrap Aves. It's mesh. It's called craft wire. Is that what it's called on Amazon? Let me look it up. I don't know, I'm trying to, I want to try something new, you know? But I also want to do something where it's sturdy and it lasts. I don't want to do something like that's kind of like flimsy, you know? Yeah, send me a pic if you can. Mesh stuff? What kind of mesh stuff? Mesh what? I mean, I'm open to suggestions if you guys got anything else. Aluminum wire mesh. Alright, let's check out. Okay, so this is aluminum wire for... Oh, this is interesting. Alright, so this is what Terrell suggested. Let's... Link is way too long. Alright, yeah, if you just do a search, yeah, that might work. I'm trying to find a way to link this without it being so... Goddamn, why are fucking Amazon links so long? Okay, here you go. So you're thinking something like that? Okay, so alright, that's alright, we're brainstorming here. I like this. Alright, so if we want to create a pleated skirt, right? With your suggestion with that. So this is kind of my little thought process, and let me know if you guys think this might look decent. Alright. That's what you were talking about. Alright, so say, let's just example, right? So say her skirt, you know, just say this is like the wire mesh, right? So say this is the wire mesh, alright? And we put a layer of A's over it, right? Then what if I rolled out a flat layer of A's piece, and then I put pieces like this onto that, right? And then I create the pleated skirt that way. See what I'm saying? So we do the wire mesh, we bend it the way we want it, we roll out a sheet of A's, we make it a one solid skirt, and then once the solid skirt is shaped, we put on thicker strips of A's, bending it around to create the pleats. You know what I'm saying? So you think maybe we should do that instead, that way? Yeah, so if the skirt's around her like that, right, and then you sort of kind of create the pleats. So at the bottom of the pleat, though, what I can do is sort of do this, you know, to kind of create that little pleat look type thing. So I'm thinking maybe that's the way to do it. I think I like that idea. Velma's skirt was, I rolled out Aves and I let the Aves cure, and then I put the piece around it, and then I sculpted on top of it. But with this metal, this wire mesh might be the better option. I never even thought about this stuff. That's why it's good to ask everybody. So maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe the wire. I like that wire. So what we do is we put the wire around her. We get the shape and the flow we want. We roll out a layer of Aves. We put Aves over that wire. We let that cure. And then from there we sort of build out the pleats on top of it. I think that'll work. Velma's skirt was more of a flow, and I didn't go pleats on that. I just did like a fun flowing simple skirt. But with this one, I want to try to experiment to do pleated skirt and see how difficult it is. But that's what I'm thinking of doing, and I think that might be the stuff. I kind of like it, although I don't think I need a. That's a. I mean, just spend $25 and get a huge roll in case I ever need it again, right? It's kind of funny. I always knew there was like steel stuff for like screens on your windows, but I never realized there was this. And it's aluminum, so I guess you can drill and cut it pretty easy. So if like any aluminum's sticking out, I'm sure you could grind it right out, right? Because aluminum's easier. Huh. I like this idea. I am adding it to my cart now. I think we're going to try that instead. That might even be good for doing capes too, actually. It might be better than the styrene. Because you can probably build a cape, layer a nice chunk of Aves on top of it, and then let the Aves cure, and maybe even use like wax paper, and then kind of pull the Aves, pull the mesh off the Ave. Yeah. Or you can keep it there for like support. Because my friend wanted to do a cape on an item coming up for his own stuff, and I think that mesh stuff is gonna work. I like that idea. Thank you. I'm glad I asked. I think that's the way to do it. And then underneath the skirt, if there's any of that mesh showing, what I could do is just slap Aves on there and smooth out and cover up the mesh, you know? Alright, I think that's what we're gonna do. I think that'll be easier. Because I have a funny feeling if I go this route, I'm gonna burn my fingers off. Although I still want to practice with styrene someday. Alright, so I put the mesh in the Amazon bag. Is there anything else that you guys are keeping from me? You guys are holding out on me here. Alright, so mesh skirt it is. I'm going to place that order tomorrow or tonight, and I think that'll work. Is there anything else beside that we need? I really don't think so. Yeah, I never thought to think of aluminum mesh. Every time I thought of like a mesh stuff, it was like a steel screen, you know, for like your windows and doors. And I just don't go on Amazon and search through crap. I just don't do it, you know. But that works pretty good. 15 inches by 16 foot. I think that's okay for now. 15 by 16. So let me get an idea on. So 15 by. Oh yeah, that's plenty for a 1/4 keep. Yeah, that's perfect. I don't need a 15 by 26. 26 is. That's more like a 1/3 scale type statue. Yeah. Okay. So those stuff I linked you, that's pretty much it then? There's no specific brand or anything? They're pretty much all the same? You know, now that I'm looking at that, that might be great for filling in hollow statues too. That might be a good way of filling in hollow stuff. Yeah, okay. I am picking up roll tonight, but I need to order some more stuff for free shipping. Is there anything else? Any other stuff that I might need or for these items? They're all the same? Okay. Well, that's the first one that came up, and it's got, well, 34 reviews, but it's, let's see. Oh, this one's got a coupon. Coupon. 24 by 10 foot. Cheaper. Okay, this one's cheaper. Alright, we'll get that one instead. Yeah, that one's more bang for my buck. Alright, we'll get that one. Awesome. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see. Alright, so let's pull out. Alright, so I think we got a plan for the skirt. Now I'm excited. Now I'm excited for the skirt. It's not going to be a simple one and done thing, but it's going to definitely be better than what I was thinking. So that is some good info. Alright, let me fill up her little crotch area. Where is my tool? And then let's go over the other items. So far with these projects, that clear epoxy stuff that I got worked out amazing. So that's a new thing I learned. We did a lot of 3D printing stuff for these girls, which was good. And I guess got some more to go. What the hell is my other... Alright, cool. Alright, so we're going to order that stuff. So Misty is pretty much good. Let's not knock her over. Alright, we got clear epoxy for Misty's base. I got all the grass. I got Aves. I have to finish making that round base for Cammy with her desk. So I gotta finish that. Alright, let's get this. Oh man, that baby powder is everywhere now. Okay. Alright, so her hand worked out pretty well. This piece cured up nicely. So that's kind of in there. I mean, it could still be ripped out, but it's in there pretty well now. So we got to get the fingers sort of on there if we can today. But before we do that, let's do a little sanding. Let's get it cleaned up. see if this works without breaking anything. So these good little strips. If I can get this in here. So like I said, if you guys could ever find this stuff, like I said, I don't know if they make it anymore. I always cut out these little strips from this stuff, and it's like super stretchy, whatchamacallit, sandpaper. I think they might have discontinued this stuff, but it is amazing when you want to try to get in between something, and if you can, you know, have it supported, or if you, like say if you have a, you know, somebody in your house that can hold an item and sort of like sand between, like, you know, an area. This stuff is amazing. See how stretchy it is? It does rip sometimes, but just little strips of this stuff is amazing. But yeah, if you could ever find this stuff, if they still make it, I suggest picking up a roll or two. Like if you have to like get between like the legs of a statue, you can take this and kind of get in there and sort of get that little spot like that. And it's great because it kind of goes around the item instead of sandpaper just grinding one spot. Good stuff. Yeah, it's really great stuff. I mean, you could cut big strips off of it. I use it all the time for all these pieces, you know. Like even if you had to get between like fingers, you know. I mean, you got to be careful, but it's really good if you needed to kind of like just get between that finger and just kind of sand it. The only problem though is if it's not supported, you'll pull the item back and forth. But if you have somebody that can hold it, or if it's got a metal rod, put it in a vice grip. And I got strips all over the garage right now, all over the floor, because they, you know, they rip and tear. So I know Home Depot by me used to carry it, and then one day it was gone, so I started, I bought up a whole bunch of rolls off of Amazon, but I don't know if they make it anymore. I also ordered a bunch of paintbrushes off of Blick Art 2 days ago, I think, or yesterday. So I just got an email saying it'd be delivered tomorrow. Blick had a sale on brushes, like really cheap. So I got a bunch of them. I don't know if any of you guys need paintbrushes, but Blick seemed to have a good sale the other day. Yeah, check out Blick. It is Blick, right? That's what it is. Yeah, Blick Art Materials. There was this one site called the Brush Guys or something or whatever. I was ordering paintbrushes from, but every time I go on their site now, they never have anything in stock. So I went to Blick's. I was going through the websites, and they had all the brushes I needed, and they were all at the same price as I used to buy it up north. So I figured, what the hell. Alcohol inks? I don't think I've ever used alcohol inks, to tell you the truth. I don't really think I've ever used any of those. I know a couple guys in the hobby used to use a lot of inks, but a majority of the guys seem to use... Like, I never painted with inks, but I know a lot of the guys used to use oil washes. You know? They said that oil washes used to go fill in the items better. But as far as inks, I never used inks. I think I've used inks twice, but it was probably back around 2006. I think it was a color blue, and they didn't go on correctly. Yeah, I'm sure if you know how to use them and you know how to kind of blend them, it looks well. There's guys out there that can do washes only on statues and they look amazing. You know, I guess it's a matter of watching them and practicing. But yeah, I never used inks. Now, are you saying they use inks as like washes or like painting with a paintbrush or an airbrush? Yeah, I think I've seen a couple of his stuff on the Gundam, right? The Gundam stuff. I don't know. I guess I'm a creature of habit. I try not to experiment on people's items unless I know how it's going to turn out. I know back in the day, there was a guy at one of the Wonderfest shows. I think it was the one I went to around 2006. I think he painted his item up with all oil paints, like traditional oil paints, and it looked amazing. But I don't know if he used an airbrush or a paintbrush on it. But the sad thing is, like, when you go to those shows and you see them in the contest room, you never really get to talk to the people, you know, because they're not, like, in the room on the contest stuff. But I remember one of the judges I was talking to said that, oh yeah, he paints all his stuff with, like, traditional oils. It was awesome. I always wanted to do that, but I was never good with oils back in art school. Oils is a very, it's definitely one of those things you gotta get used to and do. And glue's always a pain in the ass. That's always frustrating. I don't know if you guys build kits. I don't know if you have somebody that helps you hold stuff, but that's the thing that sucks when I build kits by myself. You always get to that one point where you need somebody to help you, but... So I put the two fingers on and they're not connected perfectly, but what I'm going to do is let the glue dry. I'm going to put some Aves on it now, but then I'm going to sort of grind them down because they wouldn't fit correctly the way they were. But I'll grind them down after they cure, and then I'll put like Aves inside and rebuild it so it'll be set up better. I mean, normally I would like to put a rod in there and everything, but sometimes fingers are a pain in the ass and you can't do it. Alright, I think as far as Peach goes, fine tune her out with primer, and then we start attaching all the medallions, and then I think I just need to get her chair printed, and also get her head situated with the hat, the crown I mean. This is still not perfect. And maybe we should do that now. I do like this peach head. I do like this one a lot. Alright, so her hat, I think I need to go in the garage, Dremel down this circle, and reposition this, because it is just off completely. Alright, let me go in the garage real quick and Dremel this out. Where did I put the crown? So A little bit more up over here. I gotta attach the bangs too. That's another piece I have to attach. Let's mix up a little more A's. Grab a little baby powder. See if we can get this crown to the point where we can just glue it in at the end. me throw some baby powder on this. Be right back.
Probably gonna have to sand that little nub down a bit, but I think that'll work. Let's put some more baby powder on this. Too much baby powder. Hold on a second. Alright, that looks much better. Alright, so all I need to do next is get that hair piece on, which I'm not going to do right now, of course. Sand that down after that cures, that little nub, clean up around the edge. Put all her little medallions on, and got to get the base painted. I mean, printed, the chair. Don't really think there's much major stuff left. I think it's just a matter of fine-tuning this up a little bit, getting this clean, see if there's anything not really super serious left. Just a lot of little tedious stuff, you know, little scratches. Got to do the medallions, finish the fingers, putty up some areas here and there. The neck, the collar, I'm gonna have to probably prime it. Zoom in as close as I can with the magnifying glasses. See if there's anything in there I need to kind of clean up. Sand down the hair. And that's about it, I think. Yeah. But these medallions should work out pretty good. It's going to be a bitch painting them, of course. But you figure, you know, we'll put like here, down here. Maybe like one here on this band and like maybe one on that band. I don't know. I'll have to see if it looks okay. Those should work out pretty well. Although it's going to be a bitch to get them on and not break. But we'll figure it out. Yes, I don't see anything else major. I think we're just got to get the chair printed out and make a base for her. But I already talked to the guy. We're gonna, I think, what is it? It's he was thinking of a get together, I think, in May, but I still might try to meet up with him in April if things go okay, just to get the chair printed. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna bring this statue with me when I go see him, and then we can sort of kind of measure out the chair, go grab lunch, and so we'll be on the same page. I hope the chair's not too damn big, but we're gonna see what we can do. But yeah, I think that's it for tonight. Yeah, just gonna keep the little tedious stuff and keep this going, and then once we get everything done, start painting. But it's all tedious stuff now, nothing major. Except the skirt. That's it, just the skirt. All right, you guys have a good rest of your weekend. I am actually starting to get a little hungry. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my sandwich and call it a night.